Hello everyone. Okay, so let's do Venn diagrams. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to shade in regions by drawing Venn diagrams. So for the first problem, we're going to be drawing two sets. So you have sets F and C, and we're going to represent them by using Venn diagrams. Another thing you want to keep in mind is this symbol right here. This symbol represents intersection of sets. So in this case, it's the intersection of these two sets. Intersection is what they have in common, or where the sets overlap. So let's suppose this is our set F, and let's suppose this is our set C. And we're going to draw a rectangle to represent the universal set. So let's label them. This is F, this is C, and the rectangle is universal set. Now, I'm going to label each portion as a region. So U would represent R1, F, well, just this part of it, this would represent R2 for region 2. So the intersection, I'm going to label it as R3, and this portion of C, we're going to label that as region 4. And now it's much easier to work with because you can just label each set as a specific region. So we're intersecting F with C prime. So C prime is actually the complement of C, meaning it is the region outside of C. So C complement, well, C is all of this. So R3 and R4 represent C. That means C complement has to be the region R1 and R2. So it's what's not in C. Now what about F? Well, F happens to be the region, so let's write that out too. F is all of this. So that's F. So that is labeled as R2 and R3. Now let's take their intersection. So what do these two sets have in common? Well, the intersection looks like R2. Region 2 is the only intersection. So therefore, we're going to say that F intersect with C complement is going to be only region 2. So that's what we're going to shade in. So region 2, it's going to be shade in. So let's do that. This is region 2. So that's how you draw Venn diagrams of a specific set. I hope this makes sense. Let's go ahead and do another example, a little bit more challenging. So take a look at this problem. We have, again, two sets. We have A and B. So let's do that same usual Venn diagram. So let's suppose this is A. This is B. Sorry, the second one is a little larger. And let's say this is the universal set. So U, this is A, this is B, and now we're going to label each region. So U, I'm going to label it as R1. This portion is R2, intersection is R3, and B, just this portion of it is R4. Now, keep in mind that this symbol, sorry, not that symbol, this symbol means union, meaning it's the collection of things from both sets. If you're only talking about two sets, it's the collection of things from everything that's been discussed in the problem. And like we said earlier, this means intersection. So now we're looking at this portion. So we want to find B prime, meaning B complement, and union that with A complement with B complement. All right, so first thing you want to do is figure out what this set is. whatever that is, you're going to union that with B complement. So let's figure that out. So let's find out what is A complement intersect with B complement. So A complement has to be everything outside of A, so it cannot be this. So we know it's not that, so it has to be R1 and R4. So A complement is going to be the region R. So let me just go ahead and delete this. It's going to be R1 and R4. Now B complement has to be, so we know B complement cannot be this. Sorry, B cannot be that. So B complement is outside of that, so it will be R1 and R2. So B complement is R1, R2. Now where do these two sets intersect? Well, these two sets intersect at R1. Therefore, A prime intersect B prime is the region R1. All right, so we're halfway done. So I know that this is only R1. Now I need to find B complement, union that with R1. Well, we know what B complement is. That's this one right here. So if I do the union, meaning it's the collection of both sets, so that means B prime union with the region we just found, A prime intersect with B prime, it's going to be R1 and R2. So that's what we're going to shade in. So we're shading in R1. So R1 is all of that. And we're also shading in R2. So that's all of that. So that is our shaded region for this given set. All right, so I hope this makes sense. Now you can extend this idea with 3 sets, and we'll take a look at that later. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.